Okay guys, so if you haven't already watched it, you should watch my T-side solo queue defaulting strategy for bind. Since I made that video first, I might say some things that are kind of in response to that video. But basically, I showed you how to take each spot of the map as Raze. So now I'm going to show you how to hold each spot of the map as Raze. So I typically play either B with a Cypher as Raze, or I might play A. So I'm going to show you first thing you want to do. You want to contest this orb every round as long as possible. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to peek this. I'm just going to jiggle it for a while. Let's say I have a Sova on my team, they're playing B with me. I might ask them to shoot an arrow. If they shoot an arrow, I might try and get the orb while their arrow is going off, while they're shooting the arrow. If they shoot the arrow, I might stop and give it up and just hold here. I'm just going to contest this as long as possible. At that point, there's a couple different things that they might do. So let's say you're playing versus Cypher. They might throw a camera up here. They might try and spot you, and someone try and trade your kill there. But basically, you're going to be holding this angle as long as you can and jiggling it. Whatever you do, don't just sit here like this, okay? Because someone can wide swing you, pre-fire it, and get you, okay? So you just want to be kind of jiggling. Sometimes you go short. Sometimes you go a little further. Just jiggling. Okay, if no one's doing anything for 30 seconds, you know, I might just try and take the orb there. Pretty easy. Okay, but for good people, most times either someone's going to shoot an arrow at you, or they're going to send a boom bot toward you. They might send an owl drone, depending who's coming toward you. So basically, you're just going to contest this as long as you can, and you're going to make it so that when they come up, they feel like they have to clear this whole area. Okay, and then you're going to fall back. Okay, and you have a couple options you can fall back to. You know, in the beginning of the game, I usually fall back to like the safest place after that, right? Because the first time you play close, they're gonna feel like they have to clear everything out because you were playing close and you could still be close. Okay, so now they have to worry about all these angles, all these angles, all these angles before they get into the bomb site, right? So that's kind of the first step. I'm gonna play here and then I'm gonna fall back. Once you fall back, like I said, there's a whole bunch of different things you can do. The next thing you can do, you could sit here, okay? Maybe this is the second or the third gun round. You're going to sit here. They've already twice now seen you playing up close. You've been playing close, and then you fall back to side or you fall back to elbow, right? So now on the third time they come up, they saw you. They're feeling more confident that this is clear, and maybe you're in an off angle in a weird place. Maybe you're here. Maybe you're there. I like this angle here. Okay, and by an off angle, I mean that they're going to come up, they're going to clear this, then they say, okay, let me clear the next angle, and they come in, you know, and you want to be in a kind of an off angle over here. They come here, okay, that's clear, then they come that way, and boom, there you are over here, and you catch them off guard, okay? If you catch them off guard, people often feel like the next move is to swing wide. Okay, you actually want to do the opposite. You get this kill here, you want to swing close and make them peek you again, and it keeps going on. You know, you can get 3 kills that way. You get the first kill. Now the next guy has to come in. He's like, oh, he's not there. I gotta push further. Okay, and then you know, maybe you're here this time. The third guy's there. Okay, so you could do that one round. You can fall back. Another thing you can do, you still have your nade. Okay, you can contest this. There's 2 kinds of players. There's the super slow players. You got the Cyphers throwing cameras. You got Sovas shooting darts, sending owls. You know, you got the people sending Roombas at you. Then you got the people who just come fast, right? So they're going to come up fast. If I hear somebody coming up fast, I'm going to contest them with a nade, okay? So I'm going to throw the nade, and I'm going to peek with it, or I might jiggle it, you know, so I'm going to throw the nade. I'm going to just kind of bait it so that they can't run away from the nade, you know? Now they're focused on me, so they're not focused on running away from the nade. You can throw the nade shallow, which prevents them from rushing forward, or you could throw the nade deep, which prevents them from falling back. You know, these are the kinds of things you have to think about when you're on defense, and do I want to stop the rush? Do I have somebody to help me with the rush? Do I want them to rush me and run onto my nade? And it comes down to conditioning. If they're playing this passively a lot, you might throw it deeper. If they're playing it aggressively, you might throw it more shallow. But first, we're going to make them fight for every bit of map control. Okay, so first, they're fighting for this part of map control. Okay, the next thing is they're going to be fighting for this part of map control. Then they're going to fight for that much map control. Okay, and so what I usually do on my first gun round is I end pistol round. I start off aggressive and then I fall all the way back. Okay, and that just makes them on their first pistol and their first gun round clear everything out. It just slows them down and bores them to death, and you know, it makes them worried about all the places I can be. Okay, and then after I've kind of conditioned them to come up and be boring, okay, so let's say for 2-3 rounds they come up, they clear this out. This takes a while. We just saw in the other video. This takes like 20 seconds, you know, clear all these angles out, clear that out, clear this out. You know, no one's just walking straight in. This is going to take them a good 10-15 seconds to get all the way in here. And after the second or third time of doing it, they're going to get lazy. Okay, so the lazier they get, the easier the game becomes for you. Okay, so we're going to condition them to do all this work. We're going to make them do all this work. And then what happens is people get really afraid right here. This is where people start baiting. Like, I'm not going any further than this. And they start baiting. Okay, they wait for their teammate to go in first. They start baiting. Okay, and that is a great opportunity for you. Playing over here. Okay, you get the first one for free. So someone's going to jump out of hookah. You get a freebie. Okay, now it's up to them. They got to come all the way here to find you. Look at this. How many steps? 4 or 5 steps. Come all the way here to clear you. When your teammate could be here, your teammate could be there. Your teammate could be in a couple different places. You get a kill, and then your teammate is listening for sound cues, and your teammate peeks out and gets the second kill. Okay? Everyone's trying to win the game by themselves. You got to play with your team. All you do is, yo, Cypher, when I get a kill, you peek. It's the simplest thing. I say it all the time to random teammates, and they do it. Yo, Cypher, when I get a kill, you peek. Alright, so I get a kill, and now my Cypher's going to peek. When my Cypher is fighting, that's my opportunity now to get the next kill. Okay? So that's kind of how we're going to play that in the beginning of the half. And then we can get more aggressive as time goes on. If I get a good amount of money, I'm going to make them earn this. I'm going to make them earn this spot right here. So they can either jiggle me, they can jump out wide, or I can make them waste utility to clear me out. If I see an owl, if I see a boombot, anything like that, I just immediately fall back. Okay, and usually if I have an op, I'm going to fall back to one of 2 spots. The first spot would be here. Okay, and I sit like this. Okay, and I'm just getting information. The longer I sit here, the longer I know nobody is in hookah, the more information I know for my team to say, hey, they can be going A. Keep everybody at A. Okay, so I got 2 guys here, 3 guys at A. Second spot that I would do is I come here, and either I can take this angle there, or I can take that angle here. Personally, I prefer this angle because I like to check it and hide. Check it and hide. Check it and hide. And basically what that does is if somebody is clearing out hookah, they cleared here, they peeked this, either I shot them, or they said, oh, elbow's clear, and they look here, and no one's here, and they peek this again, and now I'm peeking it, and they get opt. And I get a free kill. Okay? So you want to get as many free kills a game as you can. You don't want to be fighting hard for these kills. You want to be getting freebies. Okay? I always say you don't need the best aim. You want to shoot people that are blind, or shoot them in the back. Okay? So we're going to get that first one for free, and usually what I do after I get that first one is I'm going to jump and take a more passive angle from hookah, because what they're going to be saying to their team is, he's opping elbow, and then this guy's going to come in here to me. I'm going to get that next one, and I'm just going to keep falling back. I'm going to keep falling back, and I'm going to get to here. Okay, I'm just going to keep holding, and then as they're taking the bomb site, if no one's pushing me, I'm going to come back. I'm going to come back and clear it. A lot of times what will happen is they'll wall this off. So you can come, you can nade it, satchel it, shoot it. And the other thing I like to do is just come here and just satchel over the top of an ice wall. Okay, try and delay the plant, try and hurt the bomber, so that when my teammate comes in and shoots a few bullets at him, it's an easy kill for my teammate. Okay, as Raze, you want to be constantly chipping down the damage the whole round. Okay, another thing that I do from this corner here is you have a nade. Okay, now there's two things about this nade. Number one is you don't want to waste it on close hookah. So if you nade here and they're back there, it does 0 damage, right? So you got to time it. Timing is the most important part on this nade, so that you're getting them when they're committed. So when their teammates yelling, run, go, 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 get in, get in, get in, get in, that's when you want to be nading them, so that they only have two options. Option one is to jump into your crosshair. Okay. Option two is the whole rush is delayed because they had to wait for the nade, so now they're falling back. And the best option, of course, is killing 2-3 people with your nade. Okay, or doing 50, 70, 80 damage to each person with your nade. And then whoever's in the site here has easy kills. You know, 1-2 bullets and they're dead. Okay. The other part of having the nade here is a lot of times a Cypher is playing here with you. So you want to make sure you don't nade his tripwires. You know, this guy's going to be pissed if he goes in there, puts tripwires in the beginning of the round, and then the first time anybody makes noise, you throw a nade and blow up his tripwires. Okay, so you want to hold that nade for as long as possible. Sometimes what I like to do, if they smoke here, here, and there, you know, you just sit here behind the smoke. You know, make sure you're not sitting like right up against the wall. It's like a pre-fire angle. You can just like sit here, move around behind the smoke. You know, don't do it for too long, but basically you're just waiting for the sound cue when they're jumping out of hookah. You know, and you can kind of throw it to where they're jumping, and they don't really have the option to fall back at that point. You know, they're jumping through and they're landing on a nade, and you know, with an op or with any rifle, you know, you're throwing a nade through the smoke, you're shooting, you know, based on noise cues. You're throwing satchels through the smoke at the planter. This is a common spot too. And the thing with throwing these satchels is you gotta wait till they go far enough to pop them. You know, if you throw it and pop it right away, you throw it and pop it too early, it's not doing that much. So you want to throw it and let it pop. And if it doesn't kill him, wait a second, throw it, let it pop. And again, you're conditioning him. The first time he does this and he gets naded over an ice wall, or he gets satcheled over a smoke or whatever, he might stop planning the second time. Okay, if you throw them both right away, there might not be anybody there. You might waste them and nobody's there. Maybe he's planning here, maybe he's planning there, maybe he moves into the bomb site, whatever. So I like to kind of, you know, you might get a kill on that. You can save the next one. Wait till the next guy goes to plant, throw it again. So that's kind of what I like to do in this corner. And usually I leave the ice wall up at first. I use the ice wall up at first, and I use it to get information. So I'm telling my team, I'm hearing what, like 1-2 guys are running in the site. There's 1-2 guys by garden. I'm throwing my satchels. Then I'm immediately breaking the ice wall. Okay. You want to make sure, because the longer this ice wall is up, then all their focus is on that one little tiny doorway. Okay. So as soon as you've, you know, used the information, you've naded and satcheled. Let's say we saved our nade. You know, you can just nade over the ice wall. You can, all right, so the ice wall's here. You're gonna shoot down that ice wall. I usually just break down one portion of it. I don't waste too many bullets if possible. And I kind of just wait. You know, I'm making noise. I just shot 30 bullets at an ice wall. You know, that gives my teammates an opportunity to kind of do something while I'm making all that noise. So I'm making all that noise by the ice wall. That gives my teammates opportunities to come here, try and get through this smoke while I'm making a lot of noise at the wall, and kind of get in early. You know, how many times have you been into a bomb site and you're planning and the whole rest of your team's over here doing nothing? You get killed planning. Happens all the time in this game, all the time. Okay, you get killed planning. Now the bomb is down, your teammates are doing that, doing nothing, and before they get into the site, 2 people came in this doorway and they're holding in back sight. Okay, so that's kind of your goal, is to buy time, delay the plant, hurt the planner, and make it easy for your team to retake. Okay, so the So that's basically how I play Long B. If my Cypher likes to play long, so let's say my Cypher is the kind of guy who might come and throw a camera here all the time or whatever. He can throw a camera, you can look at your radar, see how many people are there, you can kind of pick down, whatever. Another option is you play in hookah. Alright, so let's say you're the hookah player and your teammate's doing something else at long. He said, I'm putting up traps at long this round, whatever. Can you watch hookah? Okay, I'll watch hookah. First thing I'm going to do, I usually play kind of close, okay? I'm not going to peek this angle, okay? This is just asking to die versus anybody decent is waiting for you. But I'm listening. I'm trying to get information. If you look at my radar right now while I run, you can see the circle around my body. Everything there is who can hear me and what I can hear. Okay, so if I'm here, I can hear people all the way down there. Okay, so in the beginning, maybe they just make one step. How many times you're like, all right, everybody walk hookah. Everybody walk hookah. You know, and one teammate runs here and walks, you know. So now I say to my team, okay, I heard some middle. I heard some toward hookah, okay? And as soon as I hear that, I'm falling back. I'm slowing it down. You know, maybe I'm shooting some bullets here. And then I'm kind of just like falling back. I'm not giving them too much information. What I want them to do, okay? What I want them to do is waste as much utility as needed, as they feel safe to get hookah control. Okay? So if I don't make any noise in hookah 10 rounds in a row, by the 5th round, you know, they're just running into hookah. They're not worried anymore. Okay, you know, like no one ever plays in hookah, you know. All right, hookah's clear. I have hookah control. Okay, so you just want to delay that. You want to hear them, you want to get information for your team, and then you want to fall back. You want to make just enough noise that makes them feel like they have to fight for hookah control. Okay? And sometimes you can play in hookah with a teammate and fight for hookah control, but most of the time, 99% of the time, it's not worth it. You know, maybe on a light buy or you know, a forest buy or something where somebody has a shotgun or a Spectre or something, you want to play close up, you want to bait each other, try and get some early kills. But most of the time, you want them to have to waste their utility, fight for hookah control, so that they can get to here and have less utility to get the next section of the map. Okay, so let's say you hear some stuff here, you're falling back. Okay, as Raze, my next move 90% of the time is jump spotting. Okay, and this is the mistake most people make, is they see somebody and they throw their nade. Okay, all that does is waste 3 seconds. It gets you almost no damage and wastes 3 seconds. Okay, so what you want to do is just keep jumping. He can see you and you can see him. It doesn't really matter. Okay, you know, the one thing I would say is don't do something like this. You know, this is going to get you shot in the face. Okay, you want to make it so that you're kind of, you know, jumping in different spots, and you know, at the peak of your jump is like a hard place for him to hit you. Okay, so you can just keep doing this. You know, so many times, you know, you're just doing this. He's now faced with the decision of, okay, well, either I have to push past the nade. I'm here. I have to either push past it and get into this corner, which is not a great place for him to be sitting versus me with a nade, or he can fall back and wait for the nade, right? So his job is going to be to bait my nade in, and my job is to hold my nade as long as possible. So I'm literally just chilling here as long as possible, and what I need to be careful of is make sure I don't get killed from garden. You know, you don't have to jump that much. You don't have to jump that often. You jump every 5 seconds or something like that. Oh, they're close in hookah? Okay, I'm gonna nade close. You know, you want to try to... What I always try to do is not throw my nade in the same spot every time. And by that I mean, you know, someone might sit here and find the perfect nade. The perfect nade. You know, if you throw it right here at this angle, whatever, it's gonna blow up. It's gonna get all 4 corners, blah, blah, blah. I try not to do that. What I try and do is, you know, catch them off guard, get them on the first time, you know, maybe I nade here and they start thinking, okay, I'm gonna try and get in front of the nade this time. Okay, well, maybe I don't throw my nade there this time. Maybe this time I throw my nade off this wall. You know what I mean? I'm trying to throw a nade that's going to catch them no matter where they are, not the perfect nade. Okay, so basically I want to get them as far into hookah and as many of them as possible before I throw my nade. So I don't want to throw it at the first guy, and I don't want to throw the, you know, if he's doing something like this, he's peeking here, I'm not throwing my nade yet. I'm waiting until his teammates come in with him. I'm waiting until they're here saying, come on guys, we got to go, we got to get in there, come on, get in there, you know. Start yelling at Phoenix, why aren't you rushing in? You know, that's when I throw the nade at them. Okay, try and get it on multiple people, as much damage as possible. You know, I might do 30, 40 damage to each one of them, but you add that up between 3 guys, you know, that's a kill right there. You know, so it makes it, when my teammate misses a shot later, it's a little bit of forgiveness for my teammate later. Okay, so I'm gonna do this a bunch of rounds, a lot of rounds. I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna delay them as long as possible with the nade. Like I said, other options are, let's say you're opping here. Another option is you play a more passive spot. Let's say you op here, right? You kill one, chill. Okay, they're gonna be so focused and so worried about you. You know, you kind of just wait for the next kill. Okay, and then they're gonna smoke you. They're gonna ice orb you. All right, and then you just wait for them to plant. Cool, sweet. Thanks for the free kill. I'll take it all day. Okay, so you want to make sure. I usually try and nade both these spots, this spot here and this spot there at the same time. And then I do that because if I'm nading that spot, and remember you're covered by smokes or whatever, and you can spam this spot. So this is a spammable spot. And remember, we're doing 2 things. We're doing chip damage. We're trying to get them as low as possible, and we're trying to delay the bomb plant as long as possible. So that while I'm doing this, you know, my teammate can run. He can run in, you know, get inside the site while they're focused on me. He can push back haul fast. And usually when I'm playing backside or in spawn, my teammate is playing in this corner here and doing the things that I told you earlier. Few things that I don't do. I avoid this corner a lot. Versus anyone good, this is a one and done spot. You get one and you're trapped, or even worse, you just get naded, you get boom botted, you get satcheled before you even kill anybody. I might move to this spot. So for example, let's say I have a rifle or whatever, I throw a nade, they smoke this spot. I might move here, okay, after I've fought. You know, I might try and come here, sneak through the smoke or whatever, get somebody else pushing through the smoke, get this guy over there. You know, the smoke is here, there's a smoke there. He plants the bomb, he's like, all right, I'm gonna clear the site, whatever. He pushes here, and then I kill him from that corner over there. This spot here, you know, again, you're taking risks. It works. If they don't check it, you're gonna kill 2 of them. They don't check it, you're gonna get 1 or 2 kills. But if they check it, and you know, like I said, the way we take hookah control, we're gonna slowly clear this out, shoot some bullets. It's a risky spot. You know, you don't want to be taking 50-50 fights. You want to be taking consistent battles where you can do chip damage or get kills. All right, so I think that's pretty sufficient for B. Let's go to A. Okay guys, so in part 4, I'm going to show you how to defend the A bomb site with Raze on bind. So if you liked the video, make sure you follow and subscribe, and stay tuned for part 4 on how to watch the A bomb site.